Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to be showing you the second part. Now, the first part, I simply talked about why we need Curriculum Builder. And the two most important reasons as a refresh were the whole issue about copyright and fair use, which is always changing in terms of what you can place in even an authenticated course, as well as the whole challenge of making sure that students get to the ebook or article you want them to go to. Because if you don't use a permalink and don't understand or totally figure out what that is, then they're not going to be able to get to anywhere. And that's not definitely going to help. So what Curriculum Builder basically is it comes from the EBSCOhost Discovery Service, of which we subscribe to. It contains the largest portion of all of our online resources from our various different databases. It doesn't capture everything, I just want to warn you. So there may be still instances where you might need a permalink, but it does capture most. And what it does through the Rainlist software is inside the Canvas course itself, it looks something like this with our various different reading lists. It can include links to websites. It can include, various different instructions we want to give them. And probably the most important part is it includes the journal articles, the ebooks, magazine articles, newspaper articles, even some images. And after the citation, what you see listed here on the bottom will be the PDF and HTML full text options if you can get to them directly. It won't always happen. But when it does, what's nice is that in most cases, the student does not need to authenticate again, and they don't even have to go into an entirely different screen. The PDF or the HTML article will open up right in here. It will have the illusion of it as if it's inside the course itself. So now let me show you how to get to, first I'm going to show you some instructional materials that you should be aware of for after today if you need some further insight, as well as where to begin. So we start from our home page, which usually looks like this. Right now, as it's April 2020 during the coronavirus epidemic, we have this preliminary homepage. So you probably will start here. What you want to do next is skip to the library homepage. And then under For Faculty, select Curriculum Builder, OER, and Item Requests. From there, then go to the tab that says Canvas and Library. Now this page includes an introduction as to what Curriculum Builder is. Gives you a little example here. As you can see, sometimes it can literally have like the ebook cover itself, as you can see there. We have a link to an instructional handout. So this includes, step by step what to do once you're in the Canvas software and how to create this. We have, of course, a link to the Canvas login screen. There's online tutorial from the EBSCO vendor itself. And then, as you can see on the bottom right here, all these other resources that you can also add as external tools to your courses. So now we're going to go and log into Canvas itself. So we head over here, we enter a WID number and our Canvas password, and then select the course that we want to add our reading materials to. And you go to modules. And now we're ready to add a module. So we give it a module name. Let's say Reading List Week 1. Probably will come up with a better name than this, just being generic here. Scroll down and Eventually, we want to make sure it publishes. Now, there's going to be another part that you need to make sure also gets published. And then we click the plus sign. And so now we're ready to add an external tool. So we scroll down until we get to Curriculum Builder. I think I just passed it. Yeah, here it is right here. We select that, and this is important. You need to make sure that all this, of course, is included. If you want, you can have it load in a new tab, or if you want, you can have it indented. And then make sure you add your item. That's very, very important. And then notice here we need to remember to publish that part as well. Now, let's go in. Now, from our standpoint as faculty members, what we get when we look at Curriculum Builder is a search box. And so we then use that search box to find and locate our materials and then build our reading list. So while that's loading, I'm going to quickly look at an example. I was just helping a faculty member last night, so bear with me for a second. I'm probably going to this from last night. And, you know, you can always tell I always record these off the fly. I don't plan these ahead of time, so bear with me. I think it was for this particular faculty, yes. Okay, so this faculty member wanted students to find on this publication, the article titles, Union of Heaven and Earth. It's written by Mark Whitwell from Ascent Magazine. So she has the entire citation here. And her challenge was that her students couldn't find it. She herself couldn't find it. And I know why that was happening. She actually was searching through our OneSearch, which actually does not provide that. Oh, we have an extra step here because I already gave it this name. Something you need to keep in mind when something like that happens. So let's give it allow me to create a new name. You know, I'm still learning some things by itself right now. We'll continue without copying, I guess, for right now, but obviously we'll want to give this a different name when we get to it because we have 2 reading lists week 1, so that's going to definitely create some odd confusion there. Okay, so here is our search box. So as you can see, as we're creating, finding our results, we can view what is our current reading list. If there's more than 1 reading list, those options will appear up there, but we don't have any as of yet. So let's start to create our first one. So let's look for this particular article, The Union of Heaven and Earth. Once we know its title, we can select title. I recommend though keyword in most cases because sometimes, especially for some newspaper articles, it might be a subheading to something else. And okay, I think we're going to need more information here in this case. So where did I put that? Let's see. So Mark Whitwell was the name of the author. Earth and Mark Whitwell. Okay, and there it is, item number 2. So here's what's nice. So if we were at the original article itself, oh, and I don't have it up, so I can't show. Let me quickly show you how that would look like. So bear with me a second here. I'll do a new search here and articles first. So if you came across it through the regular process, you know, buying it from our database and seeing that we happen to have it, what would happen is, okay, we got to the article itself. And this on top, this is not a link that we can ever return to again. It has certain aspects such as session manager and other elements that you can't get to directly. What you would need then is what is called a permalink. So we click on this chain link here on the right, and this is what we would provide as to getting directly to that article itself. Well, if we use Curriculum Builder, all we need to do instead is simply click on this button, add a read list, boom. That's all we needed to do. So that when we come to look to see what's on our current read list that we're working on, as you can see, there it is. If we change our mind later, we can delete and we create more items in our resource. We can add that. Text, read chapter 2 and the article below by this Thursday. We'll add that to this reading list. And, oh, in this case, it showed it up above. If not, you know, notice that we can resort our order and then save changes. And then we can return to our course. And let me see where it leads. I have to remind myself sometimes where it goes next. Well, it knows when I'm recording, is that always the case? Okay, we're back to here. Okay, click for readings. Okay. So, you know, right now we're on our current reading list. And you see it's here. Eventually you'll be creating, you know, more multiple reading lists. So list. If we're ready to search for more, we click on Search Library Resources, and then we can go to more. Now, hopefully this link will work this time. Well, I will do this in another tutorial when this is working, but I will then show you how you can, you know, create the multiple read list part so that you have it in the separate parts as shown on here. In the meantime, while that's happening, remember this page. So let me show you, by the way, you can go directly to this page with this URL, libraryguide.bocollege.edu/new@library2020/curriculum builder on Canvas. And that will take you directly to this page. And definitely on this page here, how to use Curriculum Builder. It shows you how to do each part. And then you can place readings in different folders, and that's what it eventually would have shown you how to do that part. So it's mentioned and with instructions from there. And definitely the EBSCO online tutorial will show you that as well. And yeah, for whatever reason, it's freezing up on me on this Friday through Canvas. I don't know if it's due to Canvas or Curriculum Builder or the both, but this happens sometimes. So now let me show you what students going to see. So, you know, we've created various different reading lists and we've clicked and dragged them and dropped them into different folders. Now let me show you what the student will see. So they're not going to see that search box. Instead, they're going to see all the items that you have added onto your reading list. They're going to see the reading list itself. So we're now in student view. We go to modules. And it should be all the way on the bottom, our current one, reading list week 1. Go to here. And so where it said click for readings, and then from our standpoint, we would see the search box. From here, what they see is their reading list. And this is what they see. And when they click on the title of the article, it will lead them to a folder record. But then they click where it says PDF full text. As you can see, automatically, it opens up into that article itself. Still sitting on that server, so no concern about legalities. Is it fair use? What is the more recent court ruling? We just had a more recent one on March 2nd, 2020. You don't have to worry about any of that because it's sitting there on the server from the vendor itself where it legally should be. You don't have to worry about this at all. So that's what the process is about using Curriculum Builder. Another time I will do a tutorial on how to divide this into different folders of various different read lists. But for now, if you have any questions, again, from this page, you have different tutorials you can go to. You, of course, can review this tutorial. If you have any questions to me in particular, from our homepage, click where it says Ask Us. And then you'll notice that what my reference hours are this semester. If you want to talk to me directly to Zoom, if you want me to show you via Zoom session step by step again, if you want me to give you some feedback while I'm sharing your screen on your Zoom session, I can help you that way. You can chat with us, or you can contact me by my email address, which if you click on my name, that will take you to my information. And you see this little button here, email me. You can do that. Of course, my email is and then buchwald@chabotcollege.edu. And especially right now, because of the coronavirus crisis, I'm checking my email at a more frequent rate. So if a student has trouble or if there needs to be follow-up from chat reference, I'm up to it more often than I would. I mean, there would be times where, especially during the weekend, I may not look at it from like Thursday afternoon until Monday morning. But now I would say maybe the most I might not view my email is 12 hours. One exception, of course, is the emails ever down, which this is 2020. I think we've experienced that a few times this year. So of course that could happen, but that's definitely a means to reach me. If you try to reach me from Zoom, unless I have my Zoom room open, I'm not going to know if you're in a waiting room waiting for me and whatnot. So you need to email me first. And from email, I can give you, my smartphone number if you want to talk to me directly. I'm obviously not going to share it in a forum like this. So that's it. I definitely strongly recommend this nifty tool. It will especially make things a lot more painless for you. Now, as I mentioned, if it's from JSTOR, instead of getting this PDF full text, you'll have something that says link full text finder and then a link to JSTOR itself. And as I warned you, sometimes what you might find through our OneSearch database, which now uses our new Alma Primo, it might find some content that you can't find through Curriculum Builder. And there are other times that from what you might find in an individual database, it can only be retrieved from that database. So in that case, permalinks are going to be important. But otherwise, I would say about 85% of our online collection is retrievable through EDS and thus retrievable through that Curriculum Builder external tool. So that's it. Hope you have a wonderful day. And by all means, remember where you can get help if you have any questions. NBCHWALD@chabotcollege.edu.